today. The topic is about money. The story of money is very funny. Imagine how life was when there was no money. Wow. Where are we going to reach today? Very interesting. I'm just telling you, very interesting. I can promise you a very interesting discussion. Sip Kamalji, Sip Siri, Sip Sachin, Sip Aham Atma, Sip Atmanand, Sip Anshul, Sip Rajanand, Sip Anil, Sip Alak, Sip Sadanand, Sip Jyoti, Sip Deepatma, Sip Anand की खोज, Sip Manisha, Sip Krishnanamma, Sip Harshal, Sip Girija, Sip Chotwani, Sip Premchandji, Sip Samatma, Sip Sukhi, Sip Parvatema, Sip Lakshmi, Sip Sita, Sip Renuka, Sip Girishanand, Sip Siva, Sip Sagai, Sip Soham, Sip Rekha, Sip Sundar, Sip Sanjay, Sip Puja, Sip Atmatray. Welcome. Welcome to this call. Money, money. Huh? What is the call about? Money, money. There's a song called Money, Money. Not so funny. क्या कुछ song है? It's a rich man's world. ऐसा कोई song है? Money, money. Money, 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 money. Sweeter than any honey, they say, is money. But what would life be what would life have been if there was no money? So this is my question for you. Who would like to give me your thoughts? Imagine how life was when there was no money. We have Aham Atma, a champion who wants to start. Yes, Aham Atma. Imagine what life was when there was no money. But be quick, everybody.
Yeah, good
Your
evening.
answers short and crisp and brisk. Yes, Aham Atma.
Brevity is the communication of soul. Guruji, Sivoham, Krishnoham, all I will say. Good. In the words of only two lines, I can sum up everything. In the words of immortal poet Thiruvalluvan, in his Thirukural, basically everybody talks about Kabir and other things. From Tamil Nadu, I will speak about Thiruvalluvan. He says in two lines, if a person is not having money, there is no place for him in this earth. He puts a chapa. If a person is not having money, there is no place for him in this earth. Similarly, if a person is equally, he is saying, for in this world, if a person has to be respected, money is absolutely a must.
You are not understanding the question.
Yeah, please tell me.
Imagine how life was when there was no money.
Okay.
I'm asking you, now listen, for the benefit of you who have misunderstood, let me benefit for everybody. Atmanand, is the question coming clear, Atmanand, or not coming clear? When there was 1,000 years back, there was no Gandhi note. 1,000 years back, there were only maybe some coins. 2,000 years back, there was something called the barter system.
Yeah.
There was no money. Let our Reverend Thiruvalluvar, let him say, I agree. But with all reverence and namaskara to our Guruji poet, I am asking you, go back to those times when there was no money. What was life? Imagine. Can you please tell me? Can you please imagine what would life have been? Who can go to that state of imagination? Today's discussion is all about what I learned in Disney World. It says imagination, imagination. For those of you who have been there, get to that state of imagination. Paisa nahi hai, paisa. No paisa. How will be kaisa? Huh? Jeena kaisa without paisa. Jeena kaisa without paisa? This is my question. Will, let me ask Will, you come back, Ahmatma, with your thoughts. My dear Will, what do you say?
I think it's a very, very difficult world. You need money to run the world properly. You couldn't possibly run it without it. And indeed, in those days, you couldn't have proper progress. You can have a barter system, but that's a very primitive society. So it's very...
So do you know what has happened because of money?
Well,
because of money, you're not even getting the you're not even getting the tip of the iceberg. What SIP gave me. SIP gave me awakening.
Yeah.
On this topic. I think I got this topic yesterday or day before yesterday. SIP awakened me, and SIP told me, my dear Atma in Ravi, Imagine those days when there was no money. There was nobody saying this is my property and this is your property because the property belonged to SIP. And there was nobody telling you that, okay, this is my bank account and this is your bank account. I understand you're talking of progress, but my dear Will, what happens at the end of all this progress? At the end of all this progress, you will belong to a size of 6 feet by 3 feet, as they say in India.
Yes.
You know, 2 feet, Atma says, 2 feet, 3 feet, 6 feet by 2 feet. I'm not sure of the grave size. 6 feet by 2 feet. If somebody is 7 feet tall, too sad, too bad. Then you need a longer coffin. Ultimately, my dear Will,
Yes, sir.
money doesn't matter because nothing will go with us. What is the progress we are talking about? Is the progress giving us happiness? Are we saying that the people who lived thousands of years ago were unhappy? So, my dear Will, please contemplate. I understand that you and me love our luxury. But at that time also the sun used to rise, the sun used to set, and uh, people used to have farms and roti and dal and sabzi, and people were eating like they do eat in the villages. In many villages, maybe till today, the one farmer will tell somebody, I'll give you potatoes, you give me tomatoes, and we will be happy. Ru Mataji, let Will contemplate. Will and Aham Atma, I have put you both in contemplation state. Ru Mataji Atmanand, let me hear some new views.
प्रणाम गुरुजी शिवोहम
Pranam. And don't just say what I'm saying. Please challenge me. Don't just
गुरु
nod your head. Ah,
गुरुजी when money is not there people are contented because you told us once one story that there was one lady, she was only worried about the one day food, today's food. She was
yes,
not worried about tomorrow. Then
yes.
somebody told one person that you donate something, so he took a big Hela for that lady. And he called her and he told her, you accept this. He said, no, I don't want it. Today I have taken my food and I don't want to keep for tomorrow. God has given me birth. He has given me today food. And I am sure tomorrow also He will
Beautiful.
give me
Beautiful.
food. So you take back. I don't want anything. So contentment is there when no money is there. In barter system also people were contented. They were exchanging the things and fulfilling their needs.
We
So
do
I
not
feel
realize. Yeah.
money is the root cause of all the bad things.
The Bible says that, but the Bible changes
Yes.
the words. The Bible does not say money is the root cause. The Bible says love for money is the root cause of all evil.
Yes, Guruji. Yes, correct.
जो
You are
आदमी
correct.
पैसा के पीछे भागता है वो बोलता है ना ना बीबी ना बच्चा ना बाप बड़ा ना भैया द होल थिंग इज दैट के भैया सबसे बड़ा रुपया एंड पीपल लाफ एट मी एंड दे टेल मी ओ तुम्हारे पास पैसा है ना तुम इसलिए तुम बात करते हो
No, Guruji, people are ready to kill others people for money, for the
oh
sake
you
of
are ready
money,
to do
because
any crime
they
you are
are
ready to
in
do any
greed.
crime
Yes, they are in greed.
okay, one person is, two people are against, one person for. I am Atma and Will is telling, no, no, money is important. Money is important. Guru Mataji is saying, no, Atmanand. Atmanand comes from the money world. Let me ask Atmanand. He's coming from the money world. Atmanand.
So Guruji, I don't know what is the right answer, but I'll tell you my experience, right? So during my childhood, we didn't have much of money, but there was struggle. Currently, I have money, and I feel it is a lot of things are easy for me. That's what I feel. But one thing my mother used to tell that I really liked, she said that when they were growing up, they didn't have money, but they had a lot of time and they could talk to each other, chit chat. They were more contented. Looking at me, she used to say, "You're running so much, you're making so much money, but you don't have peace of mind." So I think that is the reality. So I think a
So you
certain level
agree,
is needed for a comfort.
so you agree to your mother's word that your mother was saying that you don't have peace of mind and your mother was happier than you were, or you think that you are happier than your mother?
No. She was right, and that's why I also exited. Right. So I think you need to a threshold, and after that, there's no point continuing it. So I think it
Now,
should be in
my
your
dear,
pocket. It should not be in your head. Is what I feel.
so my dear Atmanand and everybody who is now in the discussion, I am not saying money is bad. I am saying imagine how life was when there was no money. I
I
am
think it would have
saying
been more peaceful and content. At least from what my mother says, if I predict it, I think that would have been true.
actually I don't know, because if people were content, then why did money come about?
That
People
is
were
also
not, even when the barter system, if people were content, then they would not have recreated money. Even though people were in barter system, the mind and ego existed. People wanted to have greed. People were greedy. People would say, okay, you give me 1 kilo tomato, I'll give 1 kilo potato. Then they'll say, why should I give 1 kilo tomato? You give 2 kilo potato. They started arguing, obviously. Then they created a system of evaluation. Okay, we will. That's why the method of money came. Anybody knows the story? Anybody's got to Google and check when did money start? How many thousand years ago? Anybody knows? So I thought somebody will study and come and give an interesting update. But the point is, today the whole world has become money, 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 and money.
so, Guruji, I feel the greed for a resource, any resource, right? Because earlier maybe they had land banks, they used to be called as what are landlords, now it is money. So I think the greed is more important than end object, right? Maybe it is money, land, whatever it is. I think the greed is the one that we need to be a little
Atmanand,
alert to.
what is land? Land is money.
Acha, okay, resources. You're telling whatever
What is
wealth.
gold? Ultimately, all wealth is one.
Correct.
Whether you have a car or you have a ghoda or you have a camel or you have gold or diamonds or silver or cash deposits or movable or immovable. Finally, they are, what do they call in Forbes today? What do they call in the internet? They talk about what is your net worth. You know what is net worth? Our net worth is zero. Our net worth is zero if we think we are a hero. But our net worth is infinite if we think we are that. If we realize we are SIP, our net worth is infinite. We are petty people. We are petty. That's why this topic is a very different, not a normal topic, right? Very different topic for you to open your eyes. Don't think that money is everything, but don't think that money is nothing.
Yeah, that is the correct point.
Money is something. Money is something. Money is not everything. You may have a lot of money in this world. I can guarantee you, you can't be happy. Money is important. I have experienced it. I was running after money for 25 years. Today, I don't even want to sign a check. I get dragged. Even today, they got dragged. Somebody has to give 30 lakhs. They drag me back into the subject. I wish I could not be involved. But the point is that money takes away that presence of consciousness. We immediately, when you talk of money, you know what happens, Atma? Let me see if you're in consciousness. When we talk of money, do you know what happens immediately? Who can tell me? Atmatra, you can tell me?
Duality comes, is it?
What does money, who can tell me? What does money do immediately? The moment you get into money, you get into mind state.
Mind state. Yeah.
The moment you get into money, the mind comes alive.
True.
The mind comes, it will grind you, it will finish you. That's why some of these Babas, so-called Babas, they have no money. But nowadays, Babas who are using laptops and using social media, no, they also are caught in money. The moment they are caught in money, finished. The story is gone. That's why the people said, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. That's why they talked about how you should to evolve. We have to learn and earn and turn and yearn. Unfortunately, Rajanand and Siri. Rajanand, good. The Atmanand has brought it in between the session. We are money, money, no money, in between money. Rajanand and Siri.
Shivam
But
sir.
good. I like the discussion. I like it. It's interesting discussion.
Shivam sir.
Shivoham.
Sir, I have heard three words: Zar, Zevar, and Zameen. Zar means jewelry, Zevar means golden ornaments, and Zameen means land. These are all demonic. ये मैंने सुना है अपनी अपने मुल्क में वतन में. So I think there on this money, I can say that there must have been when with less or no money previously, there must have been more consciousness, more happiness, more divinity, more faith and belief in SIP rather
Why?
than we.
Why?
Because as you rightly said that the more money, the more mind involved, the more उसमें mind की involvement ज़्यादा होती है, and it takes you to, because यही तो अविद्या create हो जाती है ना money से, because materialism, it is materialism, basically ये माया है, materialism है, it drags you to.
Money is the beginning of Maya.
हाँ, तो ये माता है, ये है, but it is माया, it takes us to
money,
samsara.
Rajanand, just try. I'm asking you all to imagine. आप लोग ने ये टॉपिक बरोबर नहीं पढ़ा है. Imagine जब लोगों के पास पैसा नहीं कमाना था तो लोग क्या करते थे? लोग जमीन they used to go and do farming.
They were doing
and
farming.
then प्रभु का नाम लेते थे. प्रभु 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 प्रभु.
उनको survival, sir, they were striving for the survival with the consciousness, because for जितने भी scope of dragging them to the Maya was less.
Can I ask you a question?
हाँ sir.
अगर हमारे पास रोटी है और ढकने के लिए कुछ कपड़ा है, पता नहीं वो जो कपड़ा कहाँ से आता था, तभी कॉटन बनता होगा, और मकान है, अगर किसी का झोपड़ी है, और आदमी को क्या चाहिए?
कुछ नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन अगर उसी आदमी को भोग के साधन प्रोवाइड करेंगे, मे बी ड्रैग टू भोगा, बिकॉज़ ऑफ दैट थिंग.
अभी हम किसी को चैलेंज करें ग्रुप में, कौन रेडी है? सब कुछ छोड़ के आ जाओ, मैं रोटी भी दूंगा, कपड़ा भी दूंगा, मकान भी दूंगा, सब छोड़ के आ जाओ, कौन आएगा? ऐसे आने वाले बहुत कम है. ऐसे लोग वैरागी बन जाते हैं. ऐसे लोग जाके कोई आश्रम में ज्वाइन करते हैं. नहीं, हाथ ऊपर करने का नहीं है. अगर आप ऐसा कर रहे हैं, कोई भी आश्रम में ज्वाइन कर लो. कल मॉर्निंग आप आश्रम में ज्वाइन करेंगे, आप कौन सा भी आश्रम, रामकृष्णा मिशन, चिन्मया मिशन, इवन आई डोंट वांट टू रिकमेंड सम अदर नेम्स ऑफ आश्रम्स, बट अगर आप कोई आश्रम में जाएगा, वो क्या बोलते हैं आपको? हम आपको रोटी देंगे, कपड़ा देंगे, मकान देंगे, दुनिया को त्याग करते आ जाओ बेटे, ए बेटी, दुनिया को त्याग करके आ जाओ. कौन है रेडी आने के लिए?
लेकिन यहाँ हमने नहीं सीखा है. We have not renounced like that. हमें रह के भी नहीं रहना है इसमें. We are learning that state.
So today we are learning the skill how to enjoy money, how to enjoy money without money,
without being of the money.
How to enjoy money without money becoming honey.
Honey, yes.
अगर honey हो जाता है, हम चिपक जाएंगे. How to enjoy money without money becoming honey. Yes. This is very funny. Very funny because we are not able to do. पैसा हो, लेकिन पैसा से दिलचस्पी ना हो. पैसा हो but मोह ना हो, attachment ना हो. How can there be money but you treat the money belonging to
SIP?
प्रभु, मैं तुम्हारा पैसा ही थोड़ा यूज करूं प्रभु.
प्रसाद का यूज करना.
प्रभु, मैं आपका एक शर्ट खरीदना, प्रभु मैं शर्ट खरीद सकता हूं आपका पैसे से.
नहीं, इवन उसके लिए भी करना हो काम, मंदिर बनाना या कोई करना है, प्रभु मैं करूं. If you allow me.
So if we have this attitude, nothing is mine, everything is thine. ये हम तो माइंड बोलते हैं, दाइन नहीं बोलते हैं. अगर हमारा लाइफ दाइन हो जाता है, तो फिर हम बेड़ा पार हो जाएगा.
सर, हमारे गवर्नमेंट में होता था, गवर्नमेंट जॉब में होता था, we had drawing disbursing officers. The chest of the government will be with us. Suppose 200 crore, 100 crore, 50 crore, जो भी है, or we were just drawing disbursing officers. Just it would not belong to us. Like that, the whole this property, the whole this money, I should be only drawing disbursing officer of the SIP. with the permission of SIP, क्योंकि we have to get government से हर किसी बात के लिए अप्रूवल लेनी पड़ती है, इसी तरह SIP से लेनी पड़ती है.
Today, a bank cashier does not think all the money is counting belongs to him.
Yeah.
The bank cashier knows nothing is mine.
Yes.
मैं तो कैश रखता हूँ, मुझे कैश आता है, कैश जाएगा कल मॉर्निंग. Siri, thank you. Good perspective, Siri. I'm sure Siri will give us some gyan. Siva, Siri, Siva, Yogita will. Siva.
Sure, Guruji. I
Sure.
will tell a small story in 2 lines.
Yes.
Lord Krishna, he took Arjuna and he was going. One person was very rich. Lord Krishna gave him more money, he became richer. One lady was that old lady, she was having one cow, and with that milk she was living. So when Krishna went and came out, that cow died. He made that cow died. So then Arjuna asked, "Why did you kill the cow? That was the only bread for her. How she will live?" She told, she was attached to the cow and the milk. Now she will concentrate only on me so that she could get me. This is a story, mythology which I used to believe.
And the first person, what he did? First person?
So he made him richer. He wants to see go that money. So he becomes richer. But one who wants only SIP, so he took that cow also, so that she will concentrate only on SIP. So this story I wanted to tell. When you told this money, immediately this came.
So Siri, I don't know. I would my intellect would ask now how that lady would live without the cow.
No problem.
So
if she is in SIP consciousness, only SIP she will attain.
No, then somebody today, if there are people who have nothing, there is society who comes and gives them food. Society gives them. There are enough benevolent people, charitable people who give. But what happens in this call? What I teach you, what I guide you, is to live in the 21st century. I cannot take you back to the prehistoric days when there was barter system. But I want you to imagine. Now, for example, a lot of people tell me, buy house. I have money to buy house. I don't want to buy. In my where God has given me space, I made a little room there only for me to live. For about 5 years, I was living in a room size 10 by 10. For 5 years. One day, it was so dangerous, I nearly died. I slipped down that room and I nearly died. Then I got a message from SIP, no, you need to make a proper room for yourself. You need to make a proper house for yourself. My point I'm telling you all, we don't have to live like beggars. But while we don't have to live like beggars, money should not become our God. Today, money has become our God. Everything in this world is money. And this is the most dangerous thing in the journey of self-realization and God realization. Today's world is such a world. How can you think of SIP all the time? How can you give up? If you tell somebody, give up your mobile phone, they will ask you, are you crazy? Mobile phone has got my bank. If I want to even do OTP, if I want Aadhaar card, I want anything, I need mobile. Today in India, I think about how many, 5 or 10 years back, there was no Aadhaar card. How many years back Aadhaar card came? People, maybe 20 years back, people did not know. If I told I am Atmanand, they will say, okay, you are Atmanand, because anybody can become anybody. Now they've got biometrics, they have taken fingerprints, they've taken eyeball photograph. Oh my God. Country has evolved. Very good. But my question to all of you, country has evolved. At what cost?
Losing SIP.
We have forgotten SIP. My guru's parting words with me, my last words my guru told me, what is the most important thing in this world? He told, keep on remembering Prabhu, 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 Prabhu. I asked him, what is the biggest problem? He said, you are forgetting. And the main cause of forgetting is only one: money. Shiva and Yogita.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam.
I feel it's a beautiful topic to discuss, but if we imagine the barter system, what was wrong in that? They also lived very happily without money, exchange of goods. They had roti, kapra, or makan. Everything was there. But
Then what happened?
the what we say now, Maya se hato, desire se niklo. All these things they were following those days also.
We don't
Because
know.
no money means there was no desire. Only
Even
limited as
even in those days, the scripture was available. Neti neti tattvamasi. The scripture was available. Jagat mithya prabhu satya.
Prabhu Satya.
The scripture was available. What made man create
Hmm.
money?
I would say those days they were not distracted because of money. How much distraction we get because of money?
My dear Shiva,
Uh,
why did money? Why did they create money?
that is a question.
They created money because they were greedy.
They were greedy.
If they had no greed, then
Hmm.
there would be, suppose a man was exchanging potatoes and for tomatoes. Now he has exchanged all his potatoes. He has too many tomatoes. What to do with the tomatoes now? Okay, he gave tomatoes. He got rice. He got wheat. He made roti. My point is, then some people suddenly got the idea: how can I become richer? Because they thought more potatoes and more tomatoes and more will give them more happiness. Obviously, it was not only convenience that created money, it was greed.
It was great. But before that, one question I want to ask. When they started their life in barter system, there was no mind and ego.
Of
Then
course, there
how
was
this
mind and
thought
ego.
came?
There was mind and
Uh,
ego. Who told there's no mind and ego?
what?
There
No, I
was
didn't.
there was mind and ego, right? How can there be no mind and ego?
They were
You are
living a
born,
simple life, no wants, no contentment, and
but mind and ego was there. That's why money came in the picture.
so if mind and ego is there, then naturally greed will also come according to the mind.
See, I cannot imagine how the state of mind would be 2000 years ago. Nobody can tell us. Or how much ego was ignorant. Nobody can. According to me, ego was very soft. In those days, mind might have been there, but ego was not there. Ego was there as an identity. But when the ego became inflated, money came. I don't know. I'm imagining. I have not studied. I have not gone. Will tell us. Will is in chat GPT expert. Or Atmanand must have studied by now and come with some idea of barter system. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of you still have 30 minutes to use the Google and chat GPT and become brilliant in today's conversation. Yogita Naik, Yogita Will, Siba, Atmanand. But I'm inviting you, study about this and come and we have 30 minutes to close today's discussion.
गुरुजी शिवोहम
Shiva, बोलिए.
गुरुजी मैं ये जानती हूँ वो तो ग्रीड के चक्कर में बाटर सिस्टम हुआ था बट इन टुडे वर्ल्ड अगर हमारे पास बेसिक्स नहीं है तो इट इज इम्पॉसिबल फॉर अ पर्सन टू गेट टुवर्ड्स स्पिरिचुअलिटी व्हाट आई इट इज
Agreed. I agree with you.
अगर बेसिक्स हो गई अब जैसे मेरे केस में इफ आई टॉक अबाउट माई सेल्फ आई एम डिटैच थ्रू मनी बिकॉज आई फाइंड इट कि प्रभु की दया से जो बेसिक्स है वो सब मेरे पास अवेलेबिलिटी है बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू माय हस्बैंड he's keep on I said we are happy in this मतलब इतना ठीक है बट वो नहीं है तो मेरा कंटेनमेंट आ गया कपड़ा जूता कपड़ा सब चीज में आ चुका है तो ये सफरिंग और सफरिंग से ही होता है मुझे तो ये समझ आती है ये सब डिटैचमेंट और किसी चीज से आता नहीं है
You know, if
ये
a person,
जो आप
a
ये मोह
person,
माया बोल रहे हैं ना ये सफरिंग के वजह से ही डिटैचमेंट होता है नहीं तो ये
क्या बोल
डिटैचमेंट होता है
I don't know what you mean by saying suffering की वजह
आई मीन
detachment
दैट
होता है.
जैसे अब जैसे मनी से मुझे कोई लस्ट नहीं है मनी से मुझे कोई नहीं है कोई कपड़ा नहीं खरीदना कोई मतलब मिल रहा है ठीक है सब कुछ आ रहा है ठीक है इट्स ओके बट मैं को जा जाके मैं कपड़े खरीद रही हूँ जा जाके मैं जूते खरीद क्योंकि मेरे को वो लगता है यार ये जितना ये आएगा उतना मुझे इसको मैनेज करना सरदर्दी और दिमाग खराब इसमें तो उस तरफ लस्ट नहीं है तो ये भी मेरे को कब ये समझ आई ये सब नहीं तो मैं भी तो यही सब चक्करों में रहती हूँ, अरे यार सोशल सर्कल है, इसमें तो ऐसा रहना पड़ता है, वैसा रहना पड़ता है। तो आई हैव मेंटेन टिल दैट कि हाँ भाई समाज में जाना है, उतने तक सीमित है, बट इंटरनली आई एम वेरी क्लियर कि प्रभु के साथ कनेक्टेड रहना है और इन सब चक्करों में नहीं फंसना है, इनमें जितने घुसोगे उतना
Okay, good.
दिमाग खराब।
No, so what you're saying is correct. See, today, what am I saying? Today's discussion is an imagination. Today's discussion is just आपको सोच में ले जाना कि वो दिन कैसे थे. हाँ?
वो दिन बहुत अच्छे थे सर, बहुत अच्छे थे। फिजिकल वर्कआउट होता था, लोग काम धाम करते थे। आज लोगों को कंफर्ट ज्यादा है, बट बीमारियां उससे भी ज्यादा हैं। और
So
पहले
it's a
कंफर्ट नहीं थे, तो दे आर वेरी हेल्दी, दे आर वेरी गुड, दे आर कनेक्टेड टू गॉड, दे आर कनेक्टेड टू फैमिली। सो वी हैव क्रिएटेड अ क्योस फॉर
today
अवर सेल्फ।
today people who are connected to God are telling भगवान मैं तुम्हारे लिए नई साड़ी में तुम्हारी माता को नई साड़ी पहनाना है. लोग बोलते जैसे माता को अब तो तुम्हारी साड़ी की जरूरत है. हाँ, माता को तुम्हारी साड़ी की जरूरत है. वो माता मैं तुम्हारे लिए साड़ी लाई हूं. आई लाफ समटाइम्स, बट क्या करें, लोग उसमें फंसे हैं.
सर वो भी
तो
भाव है, मैं कहूँ जैसे आपके साथ हमारा जुड़ना तो ये हमारी किस्मत है और प्रभु जी ने ऐसा करा है। नहीं तो मुझे लगता है इतना भी शुक्र है भगवान से, लोग जैसे इतना भी कनेक्टेड है कि मैं प्रभु जी आपके द्वार आ रही हूँ या किसी एक किसी भी मूर्ति के साथ उनका कनेक्शन है, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी गुड, ग्रेट। देयर आर पीपल जिनका तो बहुत ही बुरा हाल है, तो आई एम
गुड.
फाइंडिंग कि चलो कुछ सीढ़ी तो चढ़े वो।
Okay, good, Yogita. Let's move forward. Will, have you come with some chat GPT on barter system? Will, or what is your question?
No, I didn't really. I didn't look at it. I have 2 points really, and one is that the money has allowed society to develop in ways that the barter system it wouldn't have been possible. That's the first thing, but that's not really the. That's just true. The real question I have is the mind has not changed. Before the money and after money, the mind is still the problem. And my sense is if you look in the ancient literature, like if you look in the Vedas or if you look,
You're free.
my mother's talking to me here. So if you look in the ancient scriptures, my feeling is that the numbers of enlightened people, I think enlightenment is not higher in the primitive age, it's actually lower, my feeling. Like I know that it's what you're presenting as the argument or possibility of somehow life being more pure without money, but I don't really see any evidence for that. In the Old Testament of the
Dear,
Bible.
Will, I am not even doing that.
No.
I'm just trying to compare how life would have been if today everything is rotating around money.
Yes.
The whole world. I mean, you agree, if you want to have a cup of coffee, it's money. If you want to go for education, it's money. Normally, if you want to come for a call like this also, you have to pay money.
Exactly.
Tell me, don't mind me asking you a question, which call you can go like this without money? Can you tell me?
I can. The one or two that I can tell you. Yeah, there are one or
Yeah,
two.
one or two. But
I think
are they,
like what you're saying is that people, it would be nice, for example, to have a restaurant where you can eat for free, and these things actually do happen. There are places.
We have an ashram. In the ashram, if any poor person can come and eat for free.
Exactly.
600 people. We are taking care of 600 people for the last 30 years.
Exactly.
Aham Atma came yesterday from Chennai, and Aham Atma went to the ashram, and he can. So I'm saying there are many places like this. If you go to a Gurudwara, I think if you go to some Gurudwara, they will give you free food. They will not ask you give your ID card. They will not show your Aadhaar card. They will just, Gurudwara, you can go and sit down, and they with all humility, they will come, because Guru Nanak taught them Ek Omkar Satnam. The Guru has created this culture. In every Gurudwara, I believe, I'm not sure, but probably in every Gurudwara in the world, they have what is called langar. Langar means free food.
Yes. Well, that's correct.
So my dear Will, I'm not even imagining the world going back to barter system. And it's ridiculous. I am only trying to make you reflect.
Yes.
I'm trying to make you reflect what would life have been when there was no money. If there was no money, that means you could not buy land. If there was no money, that means you could not have bank accounts. If there was no money, that means you did not have the greed for wanting more.
Yes.
I'm saying all this has made us prisoners. We
Yes.
have become paupers, prisoner of pleasure, people, and possessions.
Yes.
Earlier, I don't know what was the relationship between people in the. We should have one more topic. It's not part of my topic. I'm getting as really is inspiring me. What would life have been when there was no marriage? No, this would have become, it will become an adult conversation. So I don't want to get into this conversation. But I'm saying there was a time. There was a time earlier when there was no marriage. Marriage is a constructed by human beings. Marriages are not made in heaven. You have husband and wife are not born together to get married. No, there was a time when there were no marriages. But obviously, people became life was not controlled in a well way, and then they created marriage, and then they created families. In the initial days, I have read somewhere that people used to marry only for two reasons. People used to marry so that there's a procreation, there's a future legacy, and they needed more people to work in the farms and more soldiers to fight. So they used to create people. Now, and that's not today's discussion. But I'm saying, imagine those days when there was no greed for money. Today, a 90-year-old man who has 1 foot in the grave is asking how much money is in my bank account. 90-year-old man is asking how much, admit this, how much money in my bank account? Because of the fact that we are so much prisoners of money. Okay, Siba, anything else? Otherwise, Siba, Krishna, Siba and Krishna.
Pranam Guruji, I was laughing because you said na, if there were no marriages, Guruji koi jhanjhat hi nahi hota Guruji. Nobody would come into spirituality. सब सच्चित आनंद में ही रहते थे गुरुजी.
उसका कमेंट मैं अभी नहीं दूंगा, वो आज का टॉपिक नहीं है. आगे बढ़ो.
I was just feeling कि अगर मैरिज नहीं होता तो क्या होता, कुछ लफड़ा ही नहीं ना गुरुजी, दिमाग को तकलीफ ही नहीं कोई. गुरुजी
अगर मैरिज नहीं होता तो फिर आप पैदा ही नहीं होती.
नहीं. I didn't go in that view. But
अच्छा, बोलो आगे बोलो.
हाँ गुरुजी, जब हम लोग छोटे थे, I just went into my teenager गुरुजी. 50 years back, we were so happy, Guruji. In 25 paisa, 50 paisa, we were so happy. इतना सा वाटी केक मिलता था, खाते थे. And then 25 rupees का पिक्चर का टिकट. We used to travel in bus. There was no लफड़े, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था गुरुजी. गुरुजी इतना 500 rupees देने के बाद तो ऐसा लगता था मेरे को क्या मिल गया, एकदम स्वर्ग मिल गया. In my days, I used to.
No, what you're saying is correct. I'm telling you, when I bought the first car in India, yeah. I bought Fiat or Ambassador गाड़ी था.
हाँ, Fiat or Ambassador.
डब्बा गाड़ी, Fiat Ambassador. But we were happy, na? We were not unhappy.
And Guruji, now we see our children, Guruji, they are running behind because of the technology, desire, need, upbringing, socialization. 1 CR, 2 CR, they are not satisfied with that. All the time busy in seeing the stocks, busy. मतलब गुरुजी अभी ऐसा उनको देख के लगता है, because my upbringing is of not that type. मैं उनको देख के ना मुझे stress आता है कि क्या है इनका आगे, and because of that stress only everything is going on.
Money has made us forget the purpose of our life.
Yeah, and because of this Guruji, purpose of the life, now as we are walking on the path of spirituality, as we know what is the purpose of a life, that's why our desire has reduced to some kitna extent ko Guruji sab kuch niche. It has fallen down, Guruji. We just spend on our happiness.
You know what the Buddha said how many years ago? 2000 years ago. Buddha ने क्या बोला? बुद्धा ने बोला ये संसार है दुखा. Or the cause of dukha, will tell you, the cause of dukha is trishna or ichha. Desire is the root cause. Desire of what?
Much want more.
Desire, it is basically money, because we think money is happiness.
Yeah.
So all this is connected to an illusion, connected to avidya.
Yeah.
And that's why today's conversation is to make you open your head. Krishna, thank you. Krishna.
Guruji, one more thing I have to say. मनी इज द एनर्जी गुरुजी. वो जैसे आपके साथ जिस भाव से आपके पास आएगा वो वैसा ही चला जाएगा गुरुजी. सो गुरुजी, जैसे आपके शुद्ध भाव है, प्योरिटी है, तो इट वोंट गो एनीवेयर. वो
Done, Bal. Okay. Krishna, thank you. Krishna.
Krishna.
Sure. Krishnoham.
Sir, you said money is a cause of all the unhappiness, which I disagree completely, because you
I did not
said
say
go
that.
to the past.
No. I did not say money is the cause of all unhappiness. Sorry.
Okay. Then I heard differently. But in the past also, maybe in the barter system also, there was corruption, there was a fear of war, there was betrayal, there was all the corruption, all the evils which was always there. But it took different shapes and different, the things evolved, and the money came into existence. But the situation always there was evil and there was good. And enlightened masters came and gave a direction to few people, and it is still continuing. But money is not the cause of, if you are sunk in pleasure, whether it's a barter system or a currency or a property or AI world me, but pleasure is pleasure, which will, as you say, it will cause us to be,
Will you
down in
will you now will you listen?
from
Will you
also,
listen to me for a moment now?
yeah.
Today, money has become so transactionable. Example, there is money, there is gold, there's jewelry, there's land, there's stocks. If you are not if you can't hear, then you have to talk to me tomorrow on this. Because today money, there's cryptocurrency. They've created a new thing called cryptocurrency. And probably Atmanand will explain to us what is cryptocurrency. There is no money. It is just virtual. This virtual cryptocurrency is based on nothing. Tomorrow, if the cryptocurrency people disappear, they will just wipe off the world with billions of whatever dollars or whatever you call it, because it's crypto. There's no guarantee. So my point is, more monetary growth has led to less spiritual growth. I am not saying, and when who told, I think somebody, Ru Mataji told or Siri told, money is the cause of all evil. I said no, money is not the cause of all evil. I said love for money is the cause for all evil. I have money. I have enough and more money. I should not be talking about money. I have enough money. But am I attached to money? Is money my focus? Every day morning, do I wake up and see how much money do I have? If money is the only focus of our life, we cannot be happy. This is what Krishna doesn't have a good connection. Karma Atmanand. Sure.
The coins in form of money were actually first time used in around 7th century in some region which is now called Turkey. So that's a little background of it. Now, as Krishna said, rightly said, that even when there was a barter system, there was greed, there was exploitation, there were wars, and yes, we didn't have to buy anything because lands were freely available. We didn't have to buy water, it was freely available. Everybody was doing farming. But the comparison of tomato and potato, of the exchange value, the production value of both is different. Tomato requires more care, potato does not require that much care. So at some point in time, I am sure somebody must have thought that I am not getting the right value of the product that I'm exchanging. Hence, they created a system. They were using earlier, I don't know if you would remember, Kodia, seashells be exchange hote the as a money.
Correct, yes.
And then metal, and then the coins were introduced.
Correct.
So this is like a very natural evolution of the transactional commodity.
And karma, are we even imagining
I'm getting to your question.
No. Are we even imagining to go back to there? Are we even imagining that?
No, absolutely not. That's not your question. That's not your question. What your question is, it's very deep. That what if we go back there? Actually, in my personal view, nothing will change. We will still remain as ignorant as we are today, maybe worse. Because, like you also mentioned, the moment money comes, what it ignites is mind. I would say it's the weak intellect which is the cause of this evil. Because when your intellect is weak, it gives rise to the mind, which eventually goes into the greed, the lust for money, or anything else. So, our intellect, if it is strong, no matter how much money you have, you are going to use it for the betterment of everybody, not just for yourself.
Then why don't we encourage everybody in this call to run after money?
Because any excess of anything is poison.
The point is this: the moment we are running after money, you know what we are losing?
I would say intellect.
We are losing life. We are losing time. We
Um,
are losing life. Try to understand the deeper meaning of what we are trying to get today. Nobody in the call is saying that money is bad. Nobody in the call is saying that we can live without money. Nobody in the call is saying that we should stop wearing good shirts and pants and dresses and perfumes and cars and computers and mobiles. The question is to stop for a moment and contemplate what money has done to the world. Money has completely corrupted the whole world in such a manner. It is for you all to go into a deep introspection.
that is where
And
I agree with everything you say, except this line that money has caused the corruption. No, it's
I
the
am not,
corrupt
no, no.
mind. It's the
Of
corrupt
course,
mind.
my dear Karma, how can money cause? Who created money?
Of course, humans.
The mind, no?
Yeah.
The mind created money. Money cannot create mind.
Yes, correct.
But the point I'm saying is the more and more we are getting caught in this cycle, samsara, the more and more we are struggling. So I understand this question. We have only 10 minutes left. I can't drag this question, but I'm quickly, everybody else will get a chance for one minute. I'm only telling all of you, please contemplate on what is the importance of money. We need money, but I told let not money become honey. Honey, honey analogy is that fly that's got stuck in honey and she died. The fly died. Let money be used in its right form. I am not against money. I am telling you, I am living in a money world. But luckily, my guru liberated me from money. If my guru had not liberated me from money making, today I would not be able to speak like this. Okay, Atman, quickly now. We are going to go on buzz around. I cannot give because we will not be able to finish the discussion. Atmanand, Payal, Sonia, Ahem Atma. But quickly.
Yeah,
Atmanand.
Shubham Guruji, I just did a chat GPT because you
Yes, good.
requested. So
What does it say?
it said it was done 5,000 years back or
Good.
3,000 BC in the form of gold and coins. And then, as Karma also mentioned, the first minted coin came about 600 BC or about 2,500 years back.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. I was looking for somebody giving some interesting update. Thank you, Atmanand. Just to give clarity, and nobody in the nowhere did I say that when there was no money, everything was perfect. It was heaven. No. But remember, I don't know how many of you have read the scripture. They say when God created the first man and woman, they were happy. When God created the first man and woman, they were happy. But man and woman, they ate the forbidden apple. And the moment they ate the forbidden apple, which meant that they broke the laws, the unhappiness started. Payal,
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Pranam. Yes, what's your view on money?
Actually, Guruji, the place where I stay, Dubai, last 1 year experience is, let me be very candid and no hurts to anybody who loves Dubai. But conversations are mostly on what kind of car you drive, which location do you stay, you know how much big your apartment is, how many maids do you have, what is the most expensive gift you have taken for yourself, and where do you party. All those conversations are so futile, and I find it so difficult, and I find myself completely misfit to the culture out here because the conversations are like that. Nobody asks about mental health, nobody talks about, how do you spend time, are you doing healthy practices, I mean, people don't talk about these things at all here, and that hurts.
It's very
And
sad.
coming,
It's very
it's
sad.
very,
Yeah.
it's very sad, and it's very common across. Maybe you might have some exceptions, but 90% of the people are having these conversations. There are 280 plus nationalities in UAE, but if you see, most of the people are only talking about money.
Because the
And
whole that country has become just a epitome of samsar. It's all material, and materialism.
yeah, people have spent some 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 AD to watch a match yesterday. But they will not donate this to poor people and
Yeah,
they will
yeah.
not help.
That is why, unfortunately, but most unfortunately, I last visited Dubai only 10 years back, and I never go to Dubai because for me, I can't digest it. I can't digest right from the way Emirates planes are full of gold-platedness. You know, the whole aura.
Yeah.
I wish I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard the recent song on YouTube, Payal, which we released recently? It says, मंत्र जीने का शांति आनंद प्यार सूत्र जीने का. What we need is shanti, anand, and pyar. Peace, love, and bliss.
Purpose, bliss. And
Unfortunately, yeah, continue.
to answer your question, sorry, Guruji, I'm taking a little more time, but just to answer your question, I think if somebody pointed out with no money or less money, a content money, we would have been more in health. Until last year, we had only 4 or 5 medicines, if you see. Last decade, last 5 years, the medicines, see the health industry. You know, the way the medicines are coming up, for every small thing, there is a medicine. So that
And they
talks
say,
about the state of.
it's unnecessary. They say all this medicine is not necessary. It's not that men are living for 100 years more. No, people are dying with the same lifespan.
Absolutely. And if you see, we should learn from the nature. You know, the cradle to cradle theories,
Okay.
if you read
But
on.
Payal, I have
Yeah.
to close because we will lose time. So
Yes.
tomorrow, rest of you, please note your points and tomorrow we will talk. Everybody who's
All right.
talking now, my request is be brief. Sonia, Ahmatma, and Sundar.
Hi, AiR.
Hi, Sonia.
My view on money. We need money to even be spiritual. You need
Absolutely.
money.
Absolutely.
To start off with, money is needed, but how much? I think the problem is when we go from need to greed. And it's not just need to greed. Like Payal said, the greed now is tenfold, 20-fold.
Yeah.
And it's not just Dubai, let me just tell you, it's everywhere. In America, it's the same conversations. It's the same conversations in the West. It's even worse, probably.
So Sonia,
Because,
I'm going to
yes.
ask you a quick question because time is left, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my question to you, do you think that this conversation and this money and this materialism was the same 10 years back, 20 years back, 30 years back, and 40 years back? Quick answer.
I think human beings have always been
No.
greedy.
Be specific. I'm requesting you, the money, was it the same or it's increasing by the day?
Yeah, human beings have always been greedy, but it's increased by the day because of our availability to news, to social media, to what's happening with
So
everyone
this is the
else.
point. This is the point I'm trying to share before the call ends. Every decade, every 5 years, every 10 years, we are getting more immersed, more complicated into this material world. That is the point at the end of the day. Anything else, Sona, you'd like to say before we move on?
I think for people who are traveling on a spiritual path, you have to be able to distinguish what is your need and what is your greed.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
once you have already gotten some sort of inner strength, then money does not make a difference. It can come in heaps and bounds, but it really wouldn't make a difference to you anymore.
Okay. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Ahmatma, brief, quickly. You already finished one round, no time. Ahmatma. And then
Just to only one line,
very
Guruji.
brief. Yes.
Very brief, only one line. I'm just deviating from the topic. I'm very happy that new AiR app, that initiation, I'm very, very happy. I have given some points. If we can have some brainstorming, lot of ideas will generate. Thank you for the new
We will
idea.
have one
Thank you very
session. We
much.
will ask you. Thank you. Sundargiri, quick 1 minute update.
Shivam, sir.
Shiva.
In my understanding, sir, uh, money is not everything, but it is something.
Correct.
But people has made it almost everything.
Correct.
So our job is to, we type of the people, our job is to make the money is not everything. It is only something. It is something
Very good.
only.
Today morning, we had a management meeting. We had a management meeting talking of three things: nothing, something, everything. Money is not nothing. Money is not everything. Money is something. Very beautifully said. Thank you, Sundargiri. Jeta Shankar. We have less time. We have to close. Thank you, Sundar. Very good comment today. Very good comment. Yes, Jeta Shankar.
Sir, actually, money is needed. Basically, I have felt in a spiritual organization as well, and while
Of
joining in
course,
this,
of course,
yeah,
money is needed. कोई नहीं बोल रहा है money is not needed. Continue.
and yeah, definitely there is a need and greed, and actually the greed is continuously increasing just because now the person who having trust, their moral value or spiritual value are not so much, so they are not able to trust. Basically, what money is providing trust inside them, so each people can purchase their basic needs. So what happened day by day, people, the trust value or a moral value are declining. Due to that
Okay.
reason, they are become more dependent on monies.
Okay.
So
Thank you,
that,
Jeta Shankar. Thank you, Chitra. Last comment, and then I will round it up. Chitra, last comment. Brief, short, 1 minute
Yes,
comment. Chitra.
yes. Shivoham, uh,
Sure.
as materialism is increasing, what I find is, of course, unhappiness also, restlessness is also increasing.
Very good said.
So,
Very well said.
more and more youth now, they are finding alternative, and the quest for spirituality is also increasing among the youth comparatively. That is what I am saying.
That's a googly by
Yes,
Chitra. She's saying
yes.
because money is increasing, misery is increasing, and the seeking of spirituality is increasing. I hope so. I don't know. I hope so. Continue.
Look,
Anything else?
yeah, more and more, because more and more youth are, find that 30, 40 years, that many youths were not interested in this meditation and this type of Advaita knowledge and all. And now I
Actually,
find more
Chitra,
and more are actually questioning, more and
yeah,
more are actually
Chitra,
questioning.
more
Yes,
youngsters are getting into meditation because they have no peace of mind. They are so
yes,
miserable.
yes.
They are so
So
unhappy.
it is good, no? They are
Yeah.
coming to this path.
No. It is a very wrong, unique way of looking at it. That it's good all the youngsters are so miserable that they need meditation.
Mm.
Why have they become so miserable? That is the point that we have to realize. But before we end this conversation, and thank you, Chitra, I'm putting this thing together, my dear friends. SIP just gives me a topic. I am not here to make a decision how much money you should have, how much money you don't have. My guru told me, you live like Raja Janak. My guru told me, don't throw away your money, use your money for good causes. I can only tell you, I am using my money to do charitable work. We are running free homes. I'm using my money to print books. I'm using my money to do Zoom call. Because if I did not have money, I would not be able to do Zoom call. How could I do this Zoom call with? And today we had spiritual retreats with the benefit of the SIP, grace of SIP. I was able to offer you a spiritual retreat without you having, whether no rich and poor. In the spiritual retreat, did I divide you all into rich and poor? Did I give you separate room depending on how much money you have? Nothing like this. We just met as divine souls. And today, I only asked you all, imagine how life was when there was no money. And my learning is only one thing. The more and more and more there is money, the more and more there is honey. Honey to taste also, but honey to get chapak. We are sticking to this money. And then it's very funny that we are living and dying without realizing that we don't even own a penny. The story of money is very funny. We don't even own a penny. but we are running after something we don't own. Look at the closing comment. We are running after something which does not belong to us. But what belongs to us, SIP, we are losing. We are losing this beautiful gift called life, running after money which is causing misery and strife. With folded hands, I bow down to you.